Thank you very much for taking your time out to come here, and it really is our great opportunity for our students. We have Dr. Judith Schildt, who is the Deputy Head of Asian Division of the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, and she is to explain to you about many sponsorship opportunities offered by the foundation, which is open for all doctoral students and postdoctoral researchers, and I believe it will be a very beneficial time for you to learn about these great grants, which she will explain from now on. Thank you, and may I have a round of applause for Dr. Schildt?
Yeah, it's on. Does everybody hear me? Good and loud? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for this nice introduction, Ms. Hong, and also for inviting me to KAIST, one of the top-notch institutions in Korea. I just learned that male students are exempt from military. Should they be approved a place here? It's pretty amazing, I guess. My name, as Ms. Hong said, is Judith Schildt. I come from Germany. I'm representing the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation here, of which I'm going to give a little small introduction during the next 20 to 25 minutes, what we are doing, what we can offer, what Germany is about, why you should come there, why you should at least get a glimpse of the German culture and the German research institution, and why it is a good time to spend there if you are if you belong to the top 5 researchers in the world. So this is the headquarters in Bonn city, which is in the very far west of Germany. We are an organization with around about 200 staff members taking care of researchers from all over the world, mainly in over 130 countries today. The patron of our organization is Alexander von Humboldt. Who was he? He lived in the 18th century, spending a private personal heritage from his parents to travel the world. For example, he has been to Middle and South America for 5 years, making many research, doing many research in many natural sciences on disciplines, doing research in meteorology and botany and geography, so to say. And he was really a person being one of the last universalists and universal scholars who took 30 years in total later to collect all the findings and publish all the findings that he got on his travels. And the Humboldt Foundation is named after Alexander von Humboldt because we are offering such kind of research for scholars and scientists from all over the world today. We have been established in 1953 by the German government after World War II. And we are still yet an independent, autonomous institution. Our aim, our target is to foster international collaboration between German and top-flight foreign researchers from all over the world who would like to conduct research in Germany for some time. The Humboldt Foundation's areas of work contain sponsorship of international academics as part of a foreign cultural and educational policy, and in this way we would like to strengthen the research through internationalization, which will take place in Germany. We are also providing mobility counseling in the European context, so should you not only be interested in Germany, but in other European countries that you would like to conduct research later, then you can also approach the Humboldt Foundation as we will consult you where to go to and what to think of when considering the stay in Europe. The Humboldt Foundation is not a foundation which has special quotas, neither for countries nor for disciplines. So it's only the personal excellence of a scholar or a scientist which counts when it comes to processing applications and approving fellowships or awards. We'd rather speak of persons that we fund and not speak of project that we fund, because we believe that it's still the person and the individual that makes the difference in the research world today, even in times of increased project work and research group work. We believe in the individual and in the individual mind that develops the greatest ideas. So anybody who would like to come to Germany being funded by the Humboldt Foundation is free and eligible to choose his or her host, which he or she would like to collaborate with. And also, it's up to you personally what kind of research you would like to do when you apply for a Humboldt Fellowship. This is the place where the... sorry. Still have to fight with this. This is the place where applications of all applicants would be submitted and approved or not approved. This is an interdisciplinary reviewing panel, so literature scholars and also chemists and physicists sit together deciding whom to approve a fellowship or award or whom not to approve. The foundation, I would like to point out, targets both male and female scholars and scientists, and so equal opportunities and offering equal opportunities is a very important issue for the foundation. As we know, the sponsoring of women correlates with age, with the career, the personal career, and also the geographical origin. And Humboldt Foundation and Anyway would very much like to welcome you individually, no matter what the personal situation is. And we, depending on your personal and individual situation, be it as a male or a female, we are offering special sponsorship as well, as there is, for example, a fellowship extension or interruption should you give birth to a child during your fellowship stay, or there are special family allowances or child allowances as well. Here you have an overview of our funding. We are rather a small organization, so to say. The Humboldt Foundation's budget in 2012 was 112 million euros. We get our funds mainly from the German government. As I said, we are intermediary organization of foreign cultural politics, funded by the German government, but still very autonomously working on our fellowship and award programs. So the main funders are these ministries here that you can see, as there is the Foreign Office or the Ministry for Higher Education and Research. What is Germany? What is the research location Germany? We think that we are quite an internationally competitive partner, can be for you as well. Here on this slide you see all the top class research institutions that you could go to. So they are located throughout Germany, as for example, round about 100 universities where you can do research in all disciplines. Then we have another more than 80 Max Planck Institute where basic research, especially in the natural and biosciences, is conducted. Speaking of Fraunhofer institutes, these institutes very much care about the interlinkage between academic research and industry. Then we are also having 18 Helmholtz centers in Germany where technical, scientific and biomedical research is done on the forefront of the academic area, and another more than 80 Leibniz institutes you could be interested in if you are interested in research ranging from knowledge-oriented basic research up to applied research. Our sponsorship is, because we speak of persons rather than of projects that we fund, our sponsorship is very individual and addresses issues of its fellows individually. We grant more than 700 fellowships and awards annually, and the sponsorship we'd like to keep flexible for you. Every fellow or every applicant who is approved a fellowship or an award will be treated very individual and will also have a contact person in Germany who takes care of him or her for throughout the time you would be in Germany, funded by the Humboldt Foundation. On this slide, you have an overview of all the fellowship programs and also award programs that we offer. You might mainly be interested in this part, as it addresses academics from abroad. We don't have any age limit that you need to consider when considering an application. We simply speak of postdoctoral researchers on the one hand and more experienced researchers on the other hand. So in the timeline of up to 12 years after having completed the doctorate, you should consider, or you can consider, an application within one of the fellowship programs that we would offer for you. And should you be more experienced and belong to one of the international renowned academics in your field, there we have also a couple of award programs that we offer, but usually applications are not possible within these programs. Then you would have, somebody should nominate you. So, as I said, we speak rather of persons than of projects, and since we are speaking of persons, we also would like to stay in contact with you, even after your first stay in Germany funded by Humboldt Foundation. That's why we created this once a Humboldtian, always a Humboldtian, and I'm very glad that I see at least one Humboldtian being here with us. Could you just stand up and maybe later, so that everybody can see you, maybe later you share some of your personal experiences you had during the first time when you have been doing research in Stuttgart. What is very unique about Humboldt Foundation and our funding is that even after the first day in Germany, our sponsorship doesn't end. We offer a wide range of alumni sponsorship possibilities, as there are further short-term research days in Germany, or if you would like to invite your German partner or even a new partner to your home institute in Korea or somewhere else that we can also support. Now I would like to speak about the Humboldt Fellowship Program, which is, so to say, the flagship program from us, addressing you as a postdoctoral researcher or as an experienced researcher. Should you be interested in conducting research in Germany, you can decide whether you would like to come for up to 24 months or up to 18 months, depending on your personal situation. Applications are possible anytime, so we don't have any deadlines for submitting an application. The fellowship amount is, should you be a postdoctoral researcher, so to say a younger one, €2,650 per month, plus additional benefits depending on your personal situation, or it's €3,150 per month for a more experienced researcher, plus additional benefits. The application requirements say that you in any way should provide an above average doctorate. You need to keep in mind that you are competing with other top flight researchers from all over the world within this Humboldt Research Fellowship Program. Since we do not have any quotas for disciplines or countries, the approval or disapproval of application is simply based on the papers that you provide within your application documents. So at least you should convince us of your scientific excellence by some academic publications. Depending on the discipline, this might be more or less. In any way, you have to have an academic host in Germany with whom you would like to collaborate with. And of course, it should be an independent research project that you would like to bring and carry out in Germany. Knowledge of German or English. Of course, if you are a literature scholar or a philosopher, like as I am, you need to provide German language skills, otherwise it won't work out at the institutes. But as an engineer or a chemist, of course the working language will most probably be English, so that you shouldn't be worried about the German, so to say, German language skills. And in any way, Humboldt Foundation would also offer German language courses prior to your stay as a fellow, which would be put up on top of the fellowship. Speaking of a collaborative host in Germany, this might be a small challenge for you. On the one hand, you might already know whom you are interested in working with. On the other hand, as regarding and against the background of all these universities and other excellent institutes of research, you might be interested in getting more information about possible and potential hosts. The Research Explorer is a huge databank platform which is provided by our partner organizations, the German Research Foundation and the German Academic Exchange Service. And there you could have a look on certain institutions of higher research and education and also potential hosts. So, as I said earlier, applications are possible at any time. And they will be assessed by independent expert reviewers. The decisions will be made by an independent reviewing panel, which will come together for 3 or 4 times a year and decide based on the number of applications and the quality of the applications whom to approve a fellowship. And also, I'd like to point out once more that gender-specific career paths will also be taken into account. So it's normal that as a female researcher, you might not have been able to publish that many publications in comparison to male researchers, should you have given birth to a child before and taken care of the child for 1 or 2 years before. So here I sum up the benefits being provided together with the fellowship. So there's the fellowship itself with at least 2,450 euros per month. Then we grant travel lump sum that you can make your international flight from Korea to Germany and back. We offer German language courses prior to the start of the fellowship. There are special benefits for families. Also, we grant an allowance for research costs for the host institute. And the many contact persons within our Humboldt Foundation headquarters will mentor you individually and take care of you individually prior to your start in Germany or during time staying in Germany. And you should also be able to get in contact with other Humboldt fellows during the time that you stay in Germany. So that's why we are offering study tours, network meetings, and the annual meeting for you as well. So now I come to my second bigger part of my presentation, giving you some facts and figures about the distribution of researchers according to disciplines and countries, and especially Korea. As you can see, Asia is already a very, very strong share within the cake. Speaking of the 2,830 research fellows that we have granted fellowships to during the last 5 years. This is mainly due to Indian, Chinese, and Japanese, as well as Korean applications. So countries with the most Humboldtians, so to say, we speak of Humboldtians when we speak of our Humboldt researchers or Humboldt alumni. Countries with stronger numbers of countries with stronger numbers of Humboldtians are Japan, China, and India, followed by Korea, Israel, and Pakistan. here you have a worldwide overview of the discipline of the distribution of disciplines that our research fellows work in. We are open to any kind of discipline, but you see on this slide that certainly the interest of staying in Germany might be a little bit different from time to time, and also according to countries it might be a little bit different. How many applicants come from Korea within the engineering sciences, and how many applicants come from China within the natural sciences, for example. The picture for Korea looks a little bit different, as almost 48% of our alumni derive from the humanities and the social sciences. But there's also a strong share of natural scientists deriving from Korea. These are institutions where we have many Humboldtians, or most Humboldtians. You see that Humboldt Foundation is a little bit visible also at the Korean Advanced Institute of Science and Technology here on site. So Humboldt Foundation has been following up and is following up a special Korea initiative within the next 5 years. We are seeking for more applications and also, so to say, more applicants and fellows, researchers from Korea, and that's why we are promoting our fellowship programs these days strongly in Korea. So hopefully I gained your interest. Lastly, I would like to give you 2 addresses which you can get in contact with. There is, on the one hand, a representative from the Humboldt Alumni Association that you could get in contact to. You not necessarily need to write it down now, as I have prepared a PDF version of this presentation, and Ms. Hung will gladly pass it to you later, I imagine. And should you be strongly interested in preparing your application documents, then please also get in contact with my colleagues behind that info desk, as they can get you more advice on how to do the procedure as well. Which brings me to the end of my presentation, and hopefully we have a lot of time now to share some opinions about my presentation, and also I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Is there a fellowship for PhD candidates?
The Humboldt Foundation shares the work with other funding institutions, like the German Academic Exchange Service. So usually our sponsorship begins at the doctorate level. But should you be interested in conducting research as a PhD scholar, then you might be interested in the programs of the German Academic Exchange Service, which is, the German abbreviation would be DAAD, and you find more information on the website daad.de. DE stands for Germany. daad.de.
Thanks for the presentation. I was wondering if you require German language skills, do you need to have a standardized test score or
firstly, we don't necessarily require German language skills. If you, what discipline are you in?
Ethnology and history.
Yeah, then, I mean, it's up to the collaborative partner, actually. Yeah? If he is convinced of your skills, and he would, or she would very much like to work with you together, then we will see it by her evaluation, by her statement, that you would be the partner to work with. Yeah? And of course, you should be able to communicate with your partners at the Institute. And how international the Institute is, that I don't know of when it's speaking of some historic institutes of history, for example. But in any way, German would be good to have at least a basic command of it. Should you order a beer in the bar or go to the supermarket, you know. Yeah? This is
how severe is the competition?
That's a very good question. Statistics say that usually 1 in 3 application will be approved. And this rate is even much higher than I heard the Fulbright rate would be. Yeah? There, the chances of getting approved a fellowship would be even lower. Or speaking of European Union funds, there the success rate would also be lower. But of course the competition, I cannot say that it is not severe, because you're competing against applicants from the US, from France, from Great Britain, from Japan or China. China has been very successful lately, but Korean researchers also have been. And it simply depends or is based on your personal qualification, the statement of your host, if he would like to cooperate with you. It depends on your publication record, and also it depends on the research you would like to conduct when you come to Germany. Because your project and your application documents will be processed by independent experts, which are the really top-class German researchers, tenured professors at German institutions of research, universities, Max Planck Institute. So if you convince them, then you push through. And the success rate is 1 in 3, so to speak.
Is there any requirement for some application list or some other things?
Of course, I missed the first words. Sorry, could you repeat it again? I missed the first words acoustically.
Some other application list?
Yeah.
Can you say, so roughly say how many publication list? So,
could I say something about the publication list? Yes. First of all, take you back to the side where you might be speaking about. So the application list, the academic publication you speak of. Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have completed your doctorate when you submit your application. You can be just about to complete your doctorate. But in any way, the expert reviewers should be able to evaluate your qualifications to date. So it's not only about the project that you would like to conduct in Germany, but it might also be about about the academic publications that you have already been publishing, so that the reviewing panelists are able to actually see, a little bit more of your quality. They need to have something which they can evaluate on, and that's why we speak of academic publications. But I cannot give you an exact number how many articles or monographies or conference papers you should already have provided when applying, because I don't know the concrete circumstances in your discipline. Yeah? I mean, for example, for a philosopher like I am, one of the first publications will certainly be the first book in Germany. But it looks completely different when you speak of the US. There usually a book comes, I don't know, 5 years or 10 years after the doctorate. And but when you complete the doctorate at that time, you might have been provided 2 articles, so to say. But I'm not sure about your discipline. How much is fair, how much is good, how many are average, how many would be over average. But in any way, we don't want to see just the quantity of the publications. When you submit the application documents, you are required to say what your key publications are, so that the panelists can review one or two of these key publications to really get a concrete impression of what you're doing. Yeah, so don't be afraid of numbers, but just take care of the quality of the article or the paper.
Thank you for your talk. I have one question about language skill. So do you need any formal proof of, for example, my English skill?
No, we don't need that. We don't need it. I mean, if you would like to say in your CV that you've accomplished a TOEFL test, then you're free to do that. And I mean, some of you might have already been to foreign countries, doing some research there, studying abroad, and that we see from the CV. So, and of course, you should submit your application, or we ask you to submit your application either in German or in English. So that's how we see how your language skills are. Of course, paper is patient. So later you still have to deal with the host when it comes to communicating with him or her, but we don't require any test, any official test, no.
Just one more question. You mentioned something about mobility counseling in Europe. So I missed that part, so could you explain that to me again?
Let me give you a slide that comes a little bit later, because there I have further information about what I speak of when I speak of mobility counseling. Okay, that I speak of. The Humboldt Foundation provides a special info desk, information desk, for those of the researchers who are interested generally in conducting research in one of the European countries. This is our so-called Eurexis project, which is located at our headquarters, or based at our headquarters. So if you are interested in being counseled for staying abroad, not only in Germany, but for example in France or in the UK, then this website might be a good platform or a nice info portal that you can go to. That I mean by speaking of mobility counseling. You can also put forward questions regarding mobility throughout Europe. You can do that by passing an email to our info@abh.de address, or by simply going to the contact address provided at eurexis.de.
What are the criteria of the kind of evaluation? I mean, there should be several points to be evaluated for each applicant, and there should be also personal publication and or the post recommendation or something.
Yes. It's a bouquet, so to say. It's a bouquet of flowers that you need to provide. First of all, it's your curriculum vitae, what you have achieved to date, what your position is, so at what level of career you're now. Then we evaluate your application based on the academic publications and your key publications that you say are key publications to you, and which reflect well on your accomplishments so far. Then the host statement is also very important to us. Many foreign researchers ask German professors or German junior group leaders, would you like to take me as a host? Would you like to accept me as a host? And so if the German host really agrees on hosting you, if he or she is really convinced of your accomplishments to date and what you are going to do at her or his institute, that means a lot to us. Also, we ask you, when submitting the application documents, also we ask you to to pass to us two other statements of, for example, your PI or another professor who knows you very well. Yeah? And the independent research project is also very important, and this will be reviewed by the panelists. But it's not a literature scholar that evaluates a chemist's project, but it's a chemist who evaluates a chemist project. Yeah? So the decisions are made based on this interdisciplinary panel, or within this interdisciplinary panel, but of course your application is submitted by experts, or is processed by experts. Did I make myself a little bit clearer, or still some confusion?
I have one more question, sorry. So is there any consideration of the stage of postdoctoral stage? I mean, there should be first postdocs and second postdocs. Is there any consideration of such stages of postdocs?
Yes. Yes, there is. Thank you for this question. This is a very good one. Of course, we take into consideration on which level of career, in which level of career you're currently in. You need to be aware that applications by postdoctoral researchers and experienced researchers both are decided within one panel and within one committee meeting. But of course, we differentiate very clearly between postdocs and more experienced researchers. So of course, as an experienced researcher, you should at least have provided a junior group leading position, and that we cannot demand when speaking of postdoctoral researchers. They are simply not that far away, simply not that progressed within their career in comparison to experienced researchers. Yeah? So if you have completed your doctorate, let's say, within the last 2 years, you certainly will not have made this experience than somebody who has completed his or her doctorate 10 years ago. Yeah? Now, a little bit less confusion?
Yeah.
Yeah? Still looking for the slide I actually wanted to show you, which means I have to prepare my presentation a little bit better next time. No, I don't find it, I'm sorry. Next time.
What would you say is the most significant difference between a Humboldt sponsorship and a DAAD sponsorship?
The German Academic Exchange Service is a very nice organization. I have been funded by DAAD twice in my life, so I'm very grateful to this organization. But this organization the majority of the people being sponsored by the DAAD are Germans going abroad. And then the German Academic Exchange Service also provides programs for students or graduates or doctoral students from abroad who would like to do a little bit of their work or study experience in Germany. But usually these stipends are short-term. There are some exceptions, but usually it's not a long-term commitment which you can expect from the DAAD. Yeah? And the Humboldt Research Fellowship is one of the fellowships that you might be interested as a postdoctoral researcher, already having completed the doctorate and doing further research in your discipline, gaining further expert experience. Yeah? So that the DAAD might have a bigger funding, a bigger budget annually. I think it's 4 times bigger than ours is. But the DAAD, so to say, mainly funds Germans and not foreigners. That's why the budget is bigger. Yeah? Of course, the DAAD also offers alumni sponsorship opportunities, but I would like to say that the things that we offer are kind of unique, because you can be sure that should you accomplish entering our system, you are really gaining contacts to the top-notch researchers in the world. Yeah, not just average experts in their fields. I mean, we have 26,000 Humboldtians within our Humboldt network today. and 49 of them are Nobel laureates. And usually we have granted them fellowships or awards long time before they have been granted the Nobel Prize. So that might speak a little.
My question is not directly related to the Humboldt Foundation, but I saw the Brexit research work is given by the German government.
Brexit.
And I am curious about whether there are some opportunities between the German institution and the institution in Korea to such a
I'm not sure whether I have understood your question very well. If there's collaboration between German institutions and Korean institutions? Again. I need to hear this question again. I was not following very well. In Germany. Okay. Funded by a Humboldt Research Fellowship, you can do research in Germany, but should it be necessary to stay abroad for 2 months or 3 months, let's say, in France or in the UK, that we can fund too. But you cannot take the Humboldt funding staying in the UK for 2 years. That's not possible. Yeah, because it's the German taxpayers' money, so he really would like to have you in Germany. And I think it's staying in Germany. It's in many aspects really a rich experience that you can get. Yeah, thank you very much then for the many questions you have risen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is the end of the lecture. If you have, unless you have some personal questions to ask her, and yeah, thank you very much for coming.